for a lunch break. Council, are we ready to continue?
Yes, indeed, Mr. Chairman. We are ready to proceed. The witness is being brought at the moment. Welcome back, Mr. Jatta. I hope you have had good lunch.
That's a good lunch.
Could you state for the record, please?
That's a good one.
Wonderful, better than water chew, right?
Small or plenty water.
Thank you very much. Mr. Jatta, before the lunch break, you are talking about events at Farah Barracks.
Yes, please.
So you indicated that after the men and officers under your command overran Farah Barracks, you decided to do certain official things by checking on your armory to see what you have in there. You thereafter walked to the GNATS, that's Gambia National Army Training School, and you returned back to the offices near the guard room area. While doing some official work there, you heard gunshots.
Yes.
You rushed out. You thought you people were under attack, under a counter attack. But what you saw was Sana Sabali and his men shooting at the detainees. Does that characterize what you said?
He was not alone there. Edward was also there.
Yes.
Edward.
And who else?
Sadibu was also there.
And who else?
Yankuba Ture was also there.
And who else?
Who is the last one? I think that's all.
And they were all shooting?
No. I did not see them shooting.
No, it's a question.
No, I did not see them shooting. But this is certain jobs we have to give to the small boys there. So, but I know Sabali was...
Yes. Could you say that again?
Sabali was forcing the orderlies to shoot. Sabali.
Did they shoot?
They were shooting on the ground. But 2 people fell in the shooting. Because of all those they detained, that would have been more than even 7, 8 people. More than that, 10. But 2 people fell. Lieutenant Basiru Baro and Lieutenant Dotfal.
And then what happened after that?
The rest started running. I did not come to tell Sabali, don't shoot them. I came to tell Sabali, look at our families watching these people.
Yes, you did say, you told Sabali that even if it is to be done in secret, it's
better than allowing families and even using the same soldiers who are their own brothers to shoot brothers. He looked at it and he said, hey, you are right.
And then what happened after that shooting?
He had to hold for a while. Then these people took off and he said, fire on them. Then they started firing while they were standing. But I am 100% confident that the boys wouldn't like to do that job.
We are not yet in that domain. We're not asking for an opinion as to what they could or would not or could have or should have or did not. We want to know what actually happened. When these boys were running, did you receive any instructions?
Yes, to pursue them.
And then what happened?
That's to say that the boys are to pursue them. We did not pursue them because they ran into a residential area. For fear of causing disturbance and firing in residential area could cause serious panic to the public. I mean, firing in public residential areas, civilian residential areas, is going to cause serious panic. But we saw them running. The boys saw them running. And you can tell at distance, even at 100 meters, that's Mr. X, Y, and Z. My driver was also part of them. You know. But by Monday, I was able to get my data. He called me and I said, come back.
Babukar, let's limit ourselves to what was happening at that instant.
All right.
In your statement, you said Sabali said that you should pursue them.
Yes.
Did you pursue them?
I did not pursue them.
What did you do?
We assume standing down, they're looking at one another. But I think from their own boys, some of their boys went out to pursue them. But then it was late.
In your statement, you said as follows: I faked him.
Yes.
By calling him at the office to tell him that we could not get one. When in reality, we did not mount a hot pursuit.
His boys mount a pursuit. I did not. Then when I went back, I called him to say, sorry, we couldn't mount that hot pursuit.
So you changed your position on that?
No, it's the same I'm talking.
Was there hot pursuit or was there?
There was no hot pursuit.
There was no hot pursuit?
There was no hot pursuit.
Nobody chased after these guys?
Nobody from my end. No. Maybe his boys.
Is it a maybe or is it a yes?
For me, it's no. I not mount a hot pursuit.
The evidence is to the contrary. There were no instructions given to you.
No, there were instructions.
There were no. You were the commander.
Yes.
Why would you be instructed to go and chase after boys?
That's why I would not.
That does not make.
But who is this person talking?
Does it really make logical sense?
These are my superiors.
No, they were your subordinates in that operation. You led the operation by your own words.
Okay. Yes. I led the operations.
By your own words, you were the commander.
Yes.
And even if you were not, wouldn't it be demeaning for a lieutenant colonel to be sent to go and chase after running boys?
No, that's why I said no.
So
I would have delegated.
Mr. Jata, you want to tell me in all sincerity that you were expected to chase after these men?
No.
Of course you wouldn't.
If I have to do it, I have to delegate.
Let's listen to Njai Ponkal.
Okay.
What he has to say about this.
Go ahead.
Could you kindly play the video, the second video on the list, please? Is it HP van or HV van? OV van. OV van, could you kindly play the video by Njai Ponkal? Video number 2 on the list provided.
We're all gathered around the football field. Is that correct?
Yes, Council. Good afternoon. Like I said, when the detainees were asked to alight from the truck, then Sanasabali asked them to be in single line towards the football field, and whilst we follow them to the football field.
Can you tell us what happened?
Then, upon arriving at the football field, they were asked to line up in a straight line facing the sergeant line accommodation area. Then Sana asked them to, Sana Sabali. When I say Sana Sabali, I mean the former vice chairman, Sana Sabali.
Just to be clear, sorry, they were lined up, you said, facing the residential area?
Council.
Were they on the football field itself?
Exactly, on the football field.
And how were they positioned?
They were in a straight line like this.
Like an extended line?
Extended line.
And please continue, what happened?
Then they were facing the sergeant line residential area. Then Sana asked them to say their last prayer.
At that point, where was your group? How were you positioned in relation to the detainees?
We were facing them directly. We were facing the captives directly.
How would you describe your line? Were you also in extended line, or did you stand in a different formation?
Exactly, Council. We were in extended line, facing them.
So your group was in extended line, facing the detainees who were also in an extended line.
Council.
And then you said Sana Sabali spoke to them.
And Sana spoke to them that they should say their last prayer. And then in that, he gave them couple of minutes, call it couple of seconds.
Did any of them say anything during that time? Any of the detainees?
Not to my knowledge, Council. Then after, when they said their last prayer, when he gave them those couple of seconds, when they were done, then he started shooting indirectly, very close to them.
Who started shooting?
Sana Sabali.
When you say he was shooting, where exactly was he shooting?
He was shooting at those detainees who were lined up facing us, indirectly, not directly.
What do you mean by indirectly?
When I say indirectly, like where I am now here, at the table here, then shooting at where you are, but not directly, just very close to the table there, downwards.
So shooting at the floor?
At the floor, exactly.
What was the distance between Sana Sabali and the detainees?
It was like where I am now to where you are, not less than 50 meters.
And you were in an extended line, presumably also 50 meters away from the detainees.
I particularly was on the right side of Sana. I was on the right side of the Sana, just behind him on the right side.
Was Sana positioned in the middle of that extended line or towards the end of the extended line?
Well, he was slightly on the right, like the extreme right, facing them.
So Sana Sabali shot on the floor. Do you know how many rounds he shot?
This was, the way he was shooting at was sporadic. It was, you call it automatic. A lot of rounds were being shot from him.
How long did that shooting take place?
Yeah, when he was doing that, it does for like, I can't exactly tell, but this shooting was on for some time.
Apart from Sana Sabali, did anyone else shoot at the detainees at that time?
Sorry, Council. As soon as we arrived, when they were lined up, then Sana started shooting, talking to them. He was saying something I could not remember actually. Then whilst he was shooting, then, because the way he was shooting at, you can realize that he was not controlling the muzzle of his rifle. So as a result, during that shooting, a round strike at Dotfal. Then Dotfal fell down. So the other guy was just on his right side, that is Kurbali, the late Kurbali, was at the ordnance, was trying to help Dotfal. When he fell, immediately fell down, then Sana Sabali shouted at him that he should leave him. He said, leave him. Then Kurbali left Dotfal on the ground. Then, all of a sudden, the rest of the captives fell down and started screaming. They started shouting and screaming.
Up to that point, you told us that Sana Sabali was shooting. My question is, was anyone else shooting apart from Sana Sabali?
He was the one I saw, because I was directly behind him. He was the one I saw at that time.
And in fact, in your statement, you say that you don't remember anyone else shooting apart from Sana Sabali. Is that correct?
Correct, Council.
So your testimony is that you were all in an extended line, and the only person you saw shooting was Sana Sabali.
At that time.
As a result of that shooting, You said that Dot fell down.
A round struck at him on the legs, then he fell down.
So let's focus on the other members of that extended line. You mentioned Sanasabali, and you said you were next to Sanasabali.
On his right.
Who else do you recall standing in that extended line at Farah Barracks?
Yeah, that is what I could not actually, because when this shooting was on, all of a sudden these people started screaming, they fell down as a result. Then
My question is, who was standing on the extended line from your group? You mentioned Sanasabali, you mentioned yourself. Who else was on that extended line?
the Odlis were there.
Can you give us their names again?
JCB Mendy was there, and or Odlis to Yankuba and Edward also were there. Churo, Mustafa, Suso, I always forget the first name.
So let me give you the names that you gave us before, and you can tell me if those people were standing on the extended line at Farah Barracks. You mentioned Al-Fusaini Suso. Was he on the extended line?
He was there.
Lamarana Barry. Ensa Mendy. JCB Mendy. Mustafa Toure, Churo. Jali Musa Sow. As in yes.
Yes, Council.
Sambaba.
Sambaba, Council.
You mentioned, from your group, you mentioned Zakaria Dabo. Was he on that extended line?
Zakaria, I could not actually remember him being there.
Okay. So you already mentioned JCB Mendy. What about Baba Njai? Was he standing on that extended line?
Yes, Council.
Let's talk about, you mentioned a Marong, nicknamed King Kong.
King Kong.
Was he standing on that extended line?
Council.
I already asked you if Lamin, his name was Lamin Marong. You said you don't really recall, but for sure the nickname is King Kong. Is that correct? So let's talk about the more senior members who were also standing on that extended line. You mentioned Sanasabali, of course. What about Edward Sinyate? Was he standing on that extended line?
Edward was there.
What about Peter Sinyate?
Yankuba, Peter, they were all there.
Yankuba was there. What about Sadibu Haidara?
They were all there.
Was there any other senior member of the military present?
Like I said in my initial statement in the morning, like Babukar Jatta was there on the ground because he was the one who recognized Messenger. Oh, you are here. He said to him, yes, sir.
So Babukar Njai was also standing on the extended, Babukar Jatta, former army commander, was also standing on the extended line.
Council.
Do you recall any other senior members of the army apart from the ones I've mentioned?
Senior officer at that time as a army commander that I can remember, apart from the council members.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Mr. Jatta, we have learned from this statement that we just heard that you are standing on that extended line, and that is that extended line of soldiers facing those who were detained, those who were arrested. Is that correct?
No.
You're saying that
yes,
Babukar Njai is lying. We have to move.
Yes,
so
yes,
I
do.
Do you say that he is lying?
He was lying.
You were not standing on that extended
I'm not
line.
on the extended line. All that I have was a pistol only.
No, we are not talking about the weapon
yes,
you
it's
had.
good that we clarify that for I was not standing on that line.
Okay, thank you very much.
2, it was not at the football field. It was at the drill square, drill field. As you go along straight to that place, right after the band's room. That's not a drill field. That's not the football field. The football field is next to the training school there. And two, a private soldier.
Mr. Njai,
We
Mr.
are
Jata,
always, yes.
hear me out. The truth does not depend on the rank the person wears.
I do accept.
The truth depends on the candor of the person testifying.
You know
Right?
why?
Let's get that clear.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me make some statement. I don't want to lose, I tell you the other time, my moral authority over certain issues. As a commander, if I had to join killing my own men, I can't command them tomorrow. This is few things I want to put
Mr.
it clear.
Jata,
Allow us. You don't know about the military. We have a problem here. You see, unlike others,
Mr. Jata, it is your own subordinate,
Yes.
a private soldier, who is saying that he's commander of the army.
I
The
was
person,
there.
just hear me
I
out.
will not line up.
The person who commanded the operation was standing there in the extended line. It's not me saying it.
Okay, now, did I fire?
So you either accept or you deny. State your answer and
No,
we
no,
move on.
No, they will not understand.
You deny?
I deny that.
Okay, good. Thank you very much,
I
Mr.
deny
Witness. Let us now play the video of your brother, JCB Mendy. Number 3, please.
3-4 meters or so.
And what happened when they moved aside?
We are
3-4
talking,
meters.
in which we cannot.
Can you tell us who specifically who was there?
Yankuba was there.
By Yankuba, who are you referring to?
Yankuba Ture.
Lieutenant, is it?
Yes.
Who else?
Lieutenant Edward Singate.
Yes.
Lieutenant Peter Singate. Lieutenant Sarasabali. And Lieutenant Haidara. They are all there.
Okay. And they were joined by who?
They were joined by the army commander, Babukar Jata.
And then what happened there?
He talked to them. I don't know what was their talk was all about. And then they return back to where we lie down, and both of them joined us, and Sana gave order for us to fire them.
At this stage, were you all standing down, standing up, or you were lying?
No, we are lying.
At this stage, where were the captured soldiers?
They were in front of us.
What distance?
No, I cannot judge the distance at that time.
Can you show us by indication somewhere around here or outside?
No, it's with like from here to you and maybe a little bit distance to you.
At this wall or the next wall?
No, this wall.
This wall?
Yeah, around that.
Say around 10, 12 meters.
Could be.
So how many people? Only these 3 or more than these 3?
No, I saw these 3. I saw these 3.
We know you said you saw these 3.
Yes.
You identified these 3.
Yes.
Were there more than these 3, or these are the only 3 you can remember to have been present?
These are the 3 that I can remember to be present.
Were there other people there you could not recall?
No, I cannot recall that whether there
You
are.
don't know whether there were more than 3 people or not?
I don't know. I don't know.
And exactly where did this happen?
At the entrance of Farah Barracks, at the main gate, towards the field.
Was it at the field or near the anteroom?
It's between. It's between, I think, the anteroom and the wall, towards the field.
Okay. And so tell us what happened afterwards. You are there, these people are in front of you,
Yes.
12 meters in front of you. And then Sana gave the order.
Yes.
What happened when Sana gave the order?
He gave the order for them to be fired at, to be killed.
By who?
By everybody who was there.
And what happened after he gave the order?
And the shooting started.
JCB Mendy put you as somebody who was present there when Sana gave the order and all of you fired. Is he lying?
We were all there. Yes, but I will not fire. But should you have asked him? That's something we are missing here. I told you that I left the armory to come to that place. I had a pistol, and you have this man down there. Sabali was in charge. I was totally against the firing.
No, you were in charge. You were the commander of the operations. You said that yourself.
No.
You changed your mind.
At the end of the operation, we have finished the operation. We have succeeded.
No, the operation has not
No,
finished.
it not stopped there. That's why it stopped. And so when these people were even coming at the back, I never saw Sabali bringing these people.
Mr. Jata, let me read out your
I
statement.
don't accept
Hold
that.
a second. Let me read out your statement. You made it as if you were not even aware of this shooting. You came, and then you saw that the
Yes.
shooting has occurred.
Where were the men?
No, don't ask me questions. I ask the questions. Your testimony is you had the shooting, you came out
Yeah.
after the shooting. So you were not even there when the shooting occurred.
But I came there.
Yes,
No,
but you
the
were-
first shot, when he threatened them, I was not there. I arrived there. I came to the shooting site.
Could you say again?
Where he was shooting, they were shot at. I rushed to that site. That's why I met Sabali and Edwards and others.
The question is,
I mean, at the end of the exercise was...
Babkar, take it
listen.
easy. We're not talking about the end of the exercise. We're not there yet.
All right.
We are talking about the sequence of events. You said you had the shots
Yeah.
and you came out.
Yes.
And you saw that Sana had shot these people. So therefore, you were not present when the shooting was happening.
Yes, I was not present.
Okay. Two witnesses have now said that you were right there when the shooting was happening. Are they lying?
That's their statement.
No, I'm
They are
asking
lying.
you a question. They are lying.
lying.
All right, thank you very much. So we move on.
Okay, and let me just make a small statement here. Sorry, one more statement. I was carrying only a pistol. Two, if you said that when I came, I was behind them, yes, I do accept. With Sabali and others.
No.
But they were saying we are all lined up and we all shot.
That's what the witnesses say.
That's what they are saying.
Yes,
That's a lie.
that's a lie. Okay, good. Let's listen to another witness.
Okay, listen
And
to the
to hear
witnesses.
what they have to say.
That's what they said. At that point in time, these people cannot tell you even where my position was. It was also, how many men were there?
But they clearly recognize who the army commander was, didn't
They
they?
know, they would do that. But at that time, they themselves were so tensed.
Yes, the situation was tense, but they recognize the army
Okay,
commander.
yes, I said I was there.
Okay, good. Let's hear Abdullahi Dabo, the fourth video.
So you were transported to mile 2 while you were naked,
Yeah,
and you stayed in mile 2 in the same,
yeah,
and thereafter in the same condition you were taken to Farah Barracks. And at Farah Barracks you were all paraded
yeah.
in that same.
Kindly move the video a little further because it's somewhat of a long one. Could you move it a little further, say to the middle of the video?
Who was telling them that Allah stop sighing. That time, I think I was left with only Mafuji Sonko, who were physically on the ground. But the rest, and others have run. You know, earlier I told you on the statement that others started running. One of them was hit on the back and said, "Oh, I am boom," and said, "Oh, I am boom, I am boom, I am boom. Let's run, let's run." But the rest, and others have run. You know, earlier I told you on the statement that others started running. One of them was hit on the back and said, "Oh, I am boom," and said, "Oh, I am boom, I am boom, I am boom. Let's run, let's run."
It was you took it too far.
I was talking to him, no, but Allah stop. And that voice seems to me like Babakar Jatta.
Back a little bit further. Just back a little bit further. 1 more minute. Just 1 more minute at the back.
Sana Sabali started after counting 3. 1, 2, 3, fired! Then they started firing at us. Then that's the time soldiers started, you see, people are falling down. Until around around 6, 7, when I heard somebody was talking to him, no, but Allah stop. And that voice seems to me like Babakar Jatta, who was telling them that Allah stop Sai. That time, I think I was left with only Mafuji, Sonko, who were physically on the ground. But the rest, and others have run. You know, earlier I tell you on the statement that others started running. One of them was hit on the back and said, oh, I am boom, I am boom, I am boom. Let's run, let's run. I told him, look, even if you run, Allah said you will die, you will die. If you stay, Allah safe, you will be safe. So some noise was made behind us. That's the time when these people started running towards the training school end.
So let's take what you've told us step by step. You were paraded, and then Sanasabali counted 1, 2, 3, and then everyone started firing. Prior to that, do you recall who was present with Sanasabali?
All these people I have said, Babakar Jatta was there with the other junta members, with their guards. Modbaji were all there. Because Babakar Jatta was together with Modbaji, and they were all together.
What was Modubaji's rank at the time?
Modbaji, I believe that that time he was a captain, I think. Captain or major, but he was among the senior officers of the Gambian National Army.
Mr. Jatta, do you again deny having been present on that line?
I said I was there. I have to join in. Listen, you don't understand what I was trying to say. I'm trying to clarify a portion here.
Let me repeat what you just
there
said.
There is a small thing.
Hold a second. I'll give you a chance. I'll be fair to you.
All right, I do.
I'll give you the chance to say what you need to say. Only that we won't waste too much time on issues.
Okay.
You just said, I was there. I had to join them. That's what you said. For the record.
Yes.
That's your testimony. Proceed, please.
No, I was definitely there when I came from the Omar, and he was telling Allah, I'll stop. No. I told Sabali, you can't do this.
He can only testify to what he heard.
See, some of these people were in trauma at that point in time.
They were what?
They were traumatized.
And you are not, you were on adrenaline.
I was a little bit okay than them, because they were fired upon.
Okay.
They were fired upon. And I was checking. There was no need. And I know that we'll come to these problems, why all these problems happen. You know, we've not talked about that one yet. Maybe we'll talk it along the line.
Okay. So the witness said he heard a voice say, Allah stop Sani.
Sorry. That's what he said. I was telling somebody, you stop this.
He can only testify to what he said.
Okay.
And the words he used are important.
Okay.
Allah stop Sani.
Okay, fine. They are closer.
Meaning, stop it now.
Okay.
Those words are important.
Yeah.
So, but okay, we need to get it clear. Were you on the extended line or were you not?
I'm not on the extended line that was shooting. But behind us, we were standing there with Edward and others. Right.
Are you changing your mind, Mr. Jatta?
I was not on the extended line.
Listen, you previously said when the shooting was going on, you were in the armory. You had to run
the first two
to come.
I had to rush to join them. Where Sabali was, they were shooting on the ground. A lot of ammunition were wasted.
Mr. Jata, we have your statement here.
Okay.
It captures the words that you used. This is a statement written by you, isn't it? You wrote your own statement.
Yeah.
We did not have anything to do with it, right? You confirm that?
Statements can have two connotations.
Mr.
My
Jata,
understanding and the reader's understanding.
Did you or did you not write your own statement?
I wrote my statement.
You wrote your statement. Thank you very much.
Correct.
And it says, just a moment. You said here, I think it's paragraph 17. In the middle of paragraph 17.
Read it.
When I thought all was over and the junta had left, I heard gunshots from the residential area.
Yes.
With my soldiers, we rushed out of the armory thinking it was a counterattack. When I saw guards looking towards the area with hands folded, I knew it could be a serious matter. As I watched, I saw Vice Chairman Sabali and Junta firing at detained soldiers in broad daylight around 9 a.m.
The firing is not one go.
Mr. Jata, your statement here...
Yes, I do.
Your statement here, your statement here said you had gunshots, you went out of the armory, you saw them firing at the paraded soldiers. Yes. You could not immediately alight or come out of the armory and at the same time and immediately be at the field.
No.
It would have to take time
for
you to get there.
You
did not make that...
I do. Sabali did not fire once.
Okay.
They fired, Sabali himself fired, threatening them, talk. This was when I came.
But you, in your statement...
Okay, maybe somewhere along the line. That was my own fault.
You have to stop interrupting
have to take that.
me.
Yes, please. I'll take that responsibility.
You were there?
Yes, I was there.
You were there?
Yes.
May I just remind you that there is a transcribing of these proceedings that would happen, as well as some recording, and the interpreters in particular would need to follow the proceedings very well. And if you can have just one person speaking at a time, that would help.
Sorry, Chairman.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So, Babukar, Mr. Jata, your last statement was, yes, I was there, I take responsibility. That's what you said?
Yes, that was when the two collapsed. First firing, he did not shoot. He was firing on the ground. Twice, they fired twice. The first time they were firing on the ground. But by the time the second shots came and the two fell, I was there. He was threatening them. How much ammunition? We over 300 empty cases that we collected on the field.
Babukar, let's not digress to irrelevant issues.
All right.
The issue is, you now accept that you are there on that extended line and you take responsibility for what happened. That's what you said.
Not the extended line for the shooting, but behind them.
Okay, now let's...
There is the line. We are standing here.
We are making progress.
Yes.
Let's hear another witness.
Okay.
3 witnesses have said you were there. Now let's hear another witness. Play the video of Ensa Mendy, please.
You play a lot of them.
Yes, we have to. We have to put the
evidence
to you.
But I know.
Babukar.
Why should I relinquish myself to tell you that I am not doing the right thing? I'm trying to divert to dodge. I would never do that.
Okay, Mr. Jata.
I'm a very sincere person.
Mr. Jata.
Listen.
I am not
allow me to learn. You are cutting me off. And you cut me off, I am going to start doing something different. We will do Musa Dego. You either trust what I say, or you take what you have to say. I am telling you, the first shooting on the ground, when Sabali was, I came running. Stop it, stop it. And I met him there before they start shooting. I won't relinquish my command authority, my moral authority for the sake of somebody. Now you are telling me that I am still in charge, but you get to know that appointment has precedence over rank. Just understand that. Sabali is a number 2 person, and that time when he gives you order, you will be running. We all know. Who?
I would not have been there.
People, even ministers, he told Bibi Dabot lined up. Who refused?
Babukar, let's not digress.
Let's not digress. The echelon of authorities. My chairman, allow us to, please.
Babukar, let us not digress.
You don't understand military matters. You are just guessing.
For a moment, I was hoping that I don't have to use the gavel. This is the first time I'm using it in the middle of my proceedings.
Please, sorry.
Can we go slowly and gently to get this thing going on? And let me just finish. If you have any statements to make, that opportunity would come. Council would definitely give you time if you need to explain something that is not either part of your statement or that we would be very fair to you. Witnesses coming in here, it is our obligation to do that. You are helping us put together a record of what really happened. And we are not doing it any confrontation way, in any confrontation manner. We are doing it professionally. So if you can just help each other that way, that will be very helpful indeed. So I hope I don't have to use my gavel again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. That was very timely. But Mr. Jatta, maybe I would have to disappoint you. I understand the whole law about command responsibility and how soldiers are organized. My specialization is the law of war. I work on war crimes, I work on crimes against humanity. But I would not take offense for what you have said. Let's proceed, and you would answer the questions. Now you have accepted, contrary to what you have said before, that when these soldiers were being killed, you were right there. Is that the case?
Yes, I was there.
Good. It would not have been this difficult if you had answered the question in the first instance. Now let's hear Esa Mendy.
During that process, we had some of these young soldiers, these private soldiers and so on. We told them to come on board and join us at the back, some of these soldiers. Then they accepted, they joined us. But for the senior officers or senior NCOs, we don't do that.
What would you do?
Some of them were arrested.
And then what happened after that?
After that, for a couple of some hours, Sana paraded some of the captured soldiers at the football field. Then he ordered us to shoot at them.
And what happened?
We responded, shot.
All of you shot at the detainee, at the captured soldiers?
Yes, sir.
And what was the consequence of that shooting?
What I observed was 2 soldiers has fallen down.
And what happened to the rest?
The rest, we are running the except.
After that shooting, what happened?
After the shooting,
perhaps let me take you a step backwards.
Okay, sir.
You said all of you responded to Sana's command and you fired at the captured soldiers, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. By all of you, you mean everybody that was present respected the order and fired?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. At this deny that you fired your weapon while you were there?
I did not fire my weapon.
Thank you very much.
Council, please.
We'd have to move
Just
on.
One area. Look, we, the senior officers, should take the responsibility earlier on to tell that we gave them instructions to do that dirty job.
I didn't hear that. Could you say that
We, the senior officers, should take the responsibility to tell you that we gave them instructions to shoot. But because it did not happen, they must fuse us in. But all running around this boy is just a waste of time. But
are you saying
in war, in a theater of war, atrocities committed by soldiers, their commanders have to be accountable for. Take account of that.
Are you prepared to accept that responsibility?
We, the senior officers, we send them all this job. Because Sana Sabal is a senior officer, whoever is there is a senior officer, I'm a senior officer, and you know that if they don't do this, what's going to happen to them?
So are you prepared to accept that responsibility?
We, the senior, I will not exempt myself because I was a senior officer too.
So you accept responsibility?
No. Or else even Kanye would not behave like how he was behaving. Because we did not appear here to tell you people, look, we, the senior officer, need to take that responsibility.
Thank you very much. And this is the whole essence of the TRRC, for people to come out and speak the truth and accept responsibility where they have responsibility. So thank you for accepting that you should shoulder responsibility for the killing of those 2 soldiers at Farah Barracks.
I was saying, if we had appeared earlier on and covered this to tell you that this was instructions given, they said that instructions given to them, they were right. So whoever is who gave that instructions, we should take that, my person should take that responsibility. You will not be seeing such scattered information.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You see, let me just come. I'm just a briefing.
But you should allow me to do my job.
All right, go ahead.
We cannot give you the free right to say anything. All right, thank you. Let's move on to the next topic. The fleeing soldiers.
Okay.
You did say that the instructions were given to you to chase after these soldiers. And the story, the evidence is that that was not the case. But I would leave the point because, I mean, you have accepted responsibility for the most important issue. So I leave this issue and move on to the most important, issues we are yet to address.
All right.
What happened after these soldiers were killed at Farah Barracks? What did you do?
They were left there. They brought them on one of our vehicles. Is it a Bedford vehicle? And they gave instructions that let the body go to Yundum.
And you, what did you do?
No, this was their odd list, putting it in there. They took my driver. Okay, of Farah Barracks. He was not a State Guard personnel. Because all these odd lists and so on came from State Guard. They are not directly under us. They came from State Guard. They are under the...
Did they put the bodies in the vehicle?
Yeah, they went with it. I remained behind to sort out few things.
And then, after that, what did you do?
When I left, I called my deputy. I said, this is what happened. Major Ann, you come and take over from here. He came, and I left. In fact, he gave me one of his vehicles to go to the headquarters in order to go back to Yundum. From the Fajara to the headquarters, I joined my deputy's vehicle to Yundum Barracks, because all that I have to tell them is check on your arms and ammunition, check on your personnel, and then another thing is what happened.
So you went back to Yundum Barracks?
Yes, to inform the CEO that we want to know how many weapons, ammunition, whether that armory has been vandalized or so. He has to do that, and I have to show him the format that I want to come to me, because we have to standardize everything.
What time did you arrive at Yundum Barracks?
That was around in the afternoon. Morning, between 12 midday onwards.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. I went with my deputy.
What if I tell you that the witnesses have you at Yundum Barracks in the morning? Around 9 a.m. you were at Yundum Barracks, continuing with the operations together with other members of the junta.
You see, if you talk, look, I'm the commander of the army. I don't want to be told. If I had distanced myself, you would have told me, why are you telling me they say. As a commander, you live with your men, you die with your men. What was happening there?
Was that the reason why you went back to Yundum Barracks, to live with them or die with them?
No. I went down to tell them that, check out for your weapons. Yeah, they have to follow a procedure.
Did you really have to go to Yundum Barracks to tell them that? You could have sent your deputy, couldn't you?
We were using his. He also has to come in.
You could have made a phone call.
I have no driver at that point in time. My vehicle was parked down there. You see, as you enter Yundum Barracks by the guard room, my vehicle used to park there. That's a big fluorescence light where I used to park. But if I decided to build a format for myself.
You decided to go to Yundum Barracks?
Yes.
The evidence is that you were there with the members of the junta continuing with the operations.
No. These boys were even talking. They say even Mowat Baji was there. Jumble up everything. Look, I know that those officers were detained. My immediate priority is my arms and ammunition. Secure that one first. Because in being in possession of a single round is a court-martial offense. Let me repeat that. Much more an AK-47.
Yes,
9 AK-47 went missing.
Mr. Jatta, we are not looking after lost AK-47s or lost bullets.
Yes.
We are after soldiers who were executed by their colleagues and their superiors. That's what we are after.
Yes.
So if you would limit your answers to the questions asked, we would make progress. We still have a bit to cover.
Yes, I know.
So if, please limit your answers to the questions that I ask. I want us to do this in a way that, there won't be any difficulties. I am sure you can do that. You're a disciplined soldier. So
I'm talking about my life.
That's right.
It doesn't matter wherever the situation heads to. That's my life. I don't want to walk in the street to be told that, look at him.
Mr. Jatta, it also matters to me. Be rest assured that I am interested in ensuring that you are treated fairly, with respect, with dignity, but also you would be questioned robustly to bring out the truth. So let's proceed. It would work quite smoothly if you answer questions. The evidence is that you were at Yundum Barracks in the morning when the corpses arrived in that truck. Do you deny that?
I deny that.
We would still put the evidence to you, and then we would hear what you say.
Roll it.
Kindly play the video of Mafuji Sonko. That's the 8th video in the original numbering. 8th video, please. As far as you recall.
Council ko ila hakili ila mira roto anin jumale nata wala msana sabalti boyari katele muruta nan anin jumale nata nyola
anin men nata nyola nake oto kanditale.
Well, with the people that he came together with, my friend, it was a difficult situation.
I think it was more than that. Candidly, that was must have been tense
could be terrible and tense and terrifying.
Good, thank you. Can you explain to us munatin a candidate?
Council ko ya fenye wairi iko wotembo keta wati kolengolete ya kandita mune ya kole andika akandindi wonya.
Namo wato mena fano keta silambe ami kono jana ntulbe shelo kono.
When the morning came and we were inside the cells,
so yaru kunton kolu nyaton kolu abenata ilota.
All heads of the army came. They all came and they stood there.
Who are you referring to when you said all heads of the army came?
Council ko ibe juma nyollema niko sojar kunton ko lube nata juma nin juma nyolle nata
kato wo wato nakeba
At that time, my friend,
Edward Singate bije
Edward Singate was there.
Sana Sabali bije
Sana Sabali was there.
Babukar Jata bije
Babukar Jata was there.
Military police ol bije
The military police were there.
adila nyaton ko mu Lieutenant Jase
And their leader was Lieutenant Jase.
nyeng atodung ikafay Fresa Diouf
There is one called Fraser Diouf,
bari Nigeriano lemu
but he's a Nigerian.
wol bebe jele
All of them were there.
Peter Singate nyolo
Peter Singate and the others,
bele beje
they were all there.
Sani
Mafuji Sonko, have you present there in that morning when the junta returned from Farah Barracks? You say that's a lie.
That's a broad lie.
All right. I would also confront you with other witnesses who said you were there.
I'm no more interested. Let them talk as much. I am telling you, as
Okay,
an
but
officer.
Mr. Jata, the commission is
Okay,
interested.
go ahead, play.
Yes, the commission is interested.
Okay,
You
the
would be
commission is
confronted with the evidence and
Yes.
you'll be given the opportunity to state your position.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Kindly play this video by of Alaji Kanyi, please. The 8th video. You contributed with Edward Singate in killing Sergeant Fafanyang and Basiru Kamara, correct?
Yes, sir.
At this stage, which senior army officers were present? I know you have mentioned members of the council. Lieutenant Sana Sabali, Lieutenant Sadibu Haidara, Lieutenant Edward Singate, and Lieutenant Yankuba Ture. At this point in time, were any other senior army personnel present?
Yes, sir. Colonel Babukar Jata was there.
Did any of these senior officers do anything to stop you from killing these people?
Nobody, sir. Nobody stopped us. Nobody even talked to us. Nobody even... You can't see any sign of... Oh, sir.
Mr. Jata, you see, Mr. Kanyi also have you present there at that time in the morning. You also deny that.
I was there in the afternoon. When those bodies came, there was no killing. It was in the afternoon, after 12 o'clock. I came with my deputy, I built at the foreman, I went back, I told my deputy, look, whatever happens here, call me. Sorry, I told the commanding officer, whatever happens in Yundum by this junta, call me, I want to be present. When they came in the afternoon, they called me that they were in the camp. I drove with my utility vehicle, I came with my utility car. Not my staff, my official vehicle was there parked. As I approached that one, I know AMCC has gone. I don't know when they killed him. I did not witness that of Fafanyang. But the last shot I heard, as I was coming into Yundum, I was told was the collapse of Basiru, Sergeant Basiru.
Mr. Jata.
Wait, I'm coming. Give me the name, Basiru. We are going to arrange this.
Let me ask
in the morning,
question.
I don't have time for that. But I tell you that afternoon, it was the shooting of this Sergeant Kamara, Basiru Kamara, happened in the afternoon.
Yes, Mr.
That one.
The evidence is that you were present there from the morning until the afternoon. When those soldiers were killed, you were present.
No. I came in the afternoon. I have a second. Apart from the morning,
Mr.
when
Jata,
I went back.
You seem
yes,
to...
I am telling you that with the last shooting of these people, I witnessed it. I was there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I was at the gathering when it got popped, and I know that who fell. I had
a minute ago, you said you
listen,
arrived after their killing.
Yes, use your no. I was telling you. Just listen to me. Let me tell you. I came with my utility car. By the time I reached the garden, I had the shot.
You always seem to arrive just after the shot.
Because I was never invited even to this event.
Alaji Kanyi said you were present when they were
in the morning. No.
No. Alaji Kanyi said you were present when when Fafanyang and Kamara were killed. He made a mistake. It's Ibrahim Asise and Kamara were killed. But he said you were present.
No.
You still deny.
When Kamara was, EMCC was shot, I was not there. But when Kamara was shot, I was at a distance coming. I was in the camp.
It was the same time with Cisse.
No. They shot, Cisse was first shot.
How do you know that?
My own men, information.
Because you were there.
Information. I told you I'm protecting 3 lines. Security of information. I'm talking about information. I want some information. I want to see that my personnel are protected. We'll come to that one later. And I want to see that my equipment are not being dumped all over.
Mr.
I am telling you, once it was
you were after your personnel because you were leading a military operation by the AFPRC.
Look at that. You see, that's why I'm telling you, you're getting everything wrong.
But you said
I am telling you, I am the commander. I don't want to be told. If I had stayed away, what would you say? Have said?
No,
should I stay away?
I cannot deal with hypotheticals.
No. Should I stay away? Should I stay away when they were doing all this? Should I stay away?
The issue here, Mr. Jata, is you told us that you led the military operation. You told us
it stopped when it was over. We are reorganizing in battle. You don't know about that one. You tell me what are the sequence of section battle drill. You don't know.
Mr. Jata.
Immediately at the end of every operations, you have to reorganize. You have to reorganize. It's only the assault that I was interested
Mr. Jata, the army commander had to go counting bullets. The army commander had to go picking spent bullets. That's what you want us to believe.
Why were the soldiers who were around?
That's what you said. You said in Farah
Barracks,
you went picking bullets.
No, I mean, boys are doing the job. We learn to delegate. We delegate. You want me to be bending down, then we don't understand multiple
Were you present when
when
Bakari Kamara was killed by your men?
Bakari Kamara?
Ibrahim Kamara, Basiru Kamara, I mean to say.
I just arrived in the camp.
It's becoming a trend. You just arrive a little after the incident.
Yes. Because I told my officers, if the junta comes here, call me.
So, Babukar, well, I put it to you that you just saying this because you want to extricate yourself from that particular thing.
I am telling you, I'm the commander.
Okay.
Everything that happens, I should be present.
Exactly. Are you aware?
So does mean I am implementing the role of the junta, not so.
Good. Are you aware that Alaji Kanyi participated in the killing of Basiru Kamara?
I did not see him when he was doing it.
Are you aware?
When he was coming back, I saw him.
Are you aware of that
Basiru
fact?
Kamara, yes.
So, as commander of the army, did you do anything about it?
I can't do anything about it.
You are the commander. You either accept your command responsibility or you accept your failing as a commander.
Somebody somebody superior to me gave him that contract, that assignment. Are you telling me I should hold Sana Sabali and break him?
Yes, I am telling you, Sana Sabali was committing a crime in your presence as army commander, and you did not do anything about it. I am telling you.
I was not invited by the junta to Yundum Barracks. But I took the responsibility because what I saw at that place.
No, Babukar, you just told the commission that Sana Sabali called you. And
that was in the early morning. That was early morning. Before first light. That was before first light. To attack Fajara. And when we attack Fajara, you may not know all this. We had to hold on for a moment because you cannot attack under zero visibility.
Babukar, we are not into these
Sana
technicalities.
Sana Sabali called me to send his driver to pick me up. That was the last call I got from Sana Sabali.
Yes, of course, because you were with Sana all the time.
No.
So why would you receive a call from him?
No, I told the commanding officer, if these people come to this, enter this barracks, let me know. Otherwise, what we were talking today, I will be telling you that, no, I was at home.
Okay,
And thereby,
Mr. Jatta,
you turn the whole
Mr. Jatta,
steering wheel again.
We are, the evidence is that you are present because you are part of the operation. You led the operation. You wanted to be the commander of the APRC operation.
If I had done that, I would have been given my last rank, because the last rank in that army was a brigadier general. For 10 years, I couldn't make it.
Let us not go into that.
Look, there are some
by your own evidence, Mr.
As
Jatta.
a commander, we have read about atrocities, let me tell you.
By your own evidence, Mr. Jatta, you told the commission that you led the operation. Sana designated you as the commander of the operations.
Then
he
after
accepted your instructions.
After the reorganization, he would have left everything with me. He
So-
said, okay, finish these people and go. We are going. They are in your hands.
No, you were the
But he
head
decided to do it himself.
All right, Mr.
Why?
Jatta.
You have to read the military. You people, no, don't do
We have
that.
to move on.
In our court martials, that's why we are always bringing Nigerians.
We have to move
Yeah,
on.
because they read about court martials.
Let's happen.
You have to learn about military procedure and know this is how the military moves. If I decided not to attend there, when these boys were calling me that the junta people are in the barracks,
Mr. Jatta, let's move
and I
on.
told them that, no, I'm not coming.
Mr. Jatta, we have to move on.
Yeah, let's move. If you waste time, you are wasting time.
You arrived at the barracks soon
Yes.
after the killing
Afternoon. In the afternoon.
In the afternoon.
Yes.
Okay, let's hear the evidence of Emelba as to your whereabouts when these events were occurring.
Okay.
Which names did he call out?
Lieutenant Sey, Lieutenant Lamine Dabo, Lieutenant Buba Jammeh, Lieutenant Elef Jammeh, how do you call it? Can I go by my record? I have some.
Well, try to recollect.
Yes.
No, just try to recollect.
Okay.
If
As I said, Lieutenant Sey,
Uh-huh.
How do you call it? Lieutenant Buba Jammeh, Lieutenant Lamin Dabo, Lieutenant Ablai Ba, Chopi. Then you have Bakar Mane, Alliance Nyancho, Elef Jammeh. These are names that I can fully recall.
And what time was this?
This was after 7 o'clock towards 8, because then it was not that much bright. When you see a figure, you can know that it is a figure, but you could not be able to recognize exactly who the person was.
But the problem I have with that is at that stage, many of these people you have mentioned have already been arrested. Buba Jammeh was arrested at the night. Achopin,
Yeah.
Abdullah Ba,
It
was
could
also
be, but their
arrested.
names was on the list. It could be, but their names were pronounced.
And let me finish. Mane Nyancho was also arrested. Aliuba arrested. Why would Sana Sabali say if anybody sees them and fires at them, they have no case to answer?
Yeah, because maybe they believe they might believe that these are the people who are the ringleaders,
But why would he say that if these people were already in custody, in his own custody? Why would he say that?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I didn't know at the time whether they were arrested, but these names were on the list and he was pronouncing names. Okay?
All right.
Yeah.
Proceed.
Then we were there for a while. After 7 o'clock, towards 8, they ordered for Fafanyan to be removed from the cell.
At this stage, did you see any vehicles parked, parked
Right,
anywhere around there?
Yes, I saw a vehicle around the guard room, and
What type of a vehicle?
A truck, military truck. And then equally Sana was saying that, look at them. They want to be presidents. They want to be president. You can see them in the truck.
Who was he referring to? Do you know?
It's Lieutenant Barrow, Basiru, and then Dotfar. Already soldiers were climbing or peeping. I had the preview to go and climb and then peep. I saw them, they are all lying down, motionless, they're dead. Okay? After that, you know, Edward asked Kanye to go and bring Fafanyang. So he was coming with Fafanyang, pushing him, you know, asking him to run until at the ante-room. Between the ante-room and the cookhouse, they asked him to run for his life, for Fafanyang to run for his life. You know, hands were tied behind, you know, with pants. You know, as he was running, looking behind, you know, then Edwards first fired at him. He fell down. He wanted to get up again. Somebody by his side, which I later realized that it was Lamin Koli, also finished him.
Let's take it a bit slowly.
Yeah.
Where were you at this stage?
I was standing at the ante-room.
You were seeing things clearly?
Yes.
Koli, how far was him away from Mr. Nyang, Fafa Nyang?
Look, this was a group of people. Fafanyang is in front. He was asked to run for his life. Everybody was behind him. We are all behind him. Okay? Edu fired first.
Zero camera, and not the killing of Fafanyang. Could you move the video a little forward, please? He was running behind you where you were standing.
No, he was running in front of us.
Can you use this space to show who was standing where?
Okay, like this table, okay? Like we are all standing at this table here, facing you, okay? And Fafanyang was asked to run for his life.
Towards which direction?
Towards your direction.
Want the killing of Basiru Kamara and not Fafanyang? Could you move it forward?
I definitely deny it.
Do you deny that?
Because if it is an accidental shot, he would not have landed, hit his...
You move it forward. Kindly move it forward. That the testimony I have just described come from Koli. What would you say to that?
No, Koli is just trying to build a cover-up, but if I was him, I would have said, I shoot him.
Fafanyang deliberately?
Yeah.
That's your testimony?
That's my testimony.
Under oath?
Under oath.
What happened after that?
And from there, you know, things started unfolding again. All right.
It should have gone extended to the killing of to Basiru Kamara, but instead it looks like this is more about the killing of Fafanyang. But I'll just put the accusation to the witness and hear what he has to say. Mr. Jata, we have heard testimony from Mr. Emel Ba that you were present at the barracks when Basiru Kamara and Ibrahim Sise were actually being killed. Do you deny that accusation?
I said I was at the barracks, but when Sise fell, I was not there. But Basiru fell. I was just at the garden parking.
You had just arrived?
Yes.
You were not present there before?
Before Sise, no.
Okay, very well. Let's proceed. Let's
this
hear.
Is it. Yeah, we'll listen to one another. Go ahead.
In fact, we have testimony that you were present there when EMCC and Nyankabare were arrested and brought to the camp. Do you deny that?
No, I was not there.
Okay, good. I would not play those videos. It's sufficient you know the accusations. If you deny them, fine. So we go. Why do you think, Mr. Jatta, that your subordinates, all of these people were privates at the time, why would they implicate you in these events?
One person said this, and you can see the trend. Corroborative stories was just going on and on and on.
Corroborative stories, wouldn't they amount to?
I know.
Wouldn't they suggest that that position is in fact true?
Pardon me?
This corroboration, one story supporting the other story, supporting the other story, wouldn't it suggest that that is true?
Well, that's left to them, left to you. But all I know, even they themselves are talking about Maud Badji. Maud Badji was not on the scene. But what I'm telling you, I want everything that happened. I will come to that. I want everything that happened let it happen in my presence. That's why I told the commanding officer, don't resign. After this, then you can quit. But I want everything to happen in my presence. Immediately these people come to this barracks, call me. So if it happened in my presence, it was like a battle. My duty is to make sure that they understand what they were doing.
And what they were doing was killing people they suspected to have been involved in the coup d'etat. That's what they were doing, wasn't it?
Yes.
And your duty was to make them understand
that we should investigate so that we get the truth. There was a problem from the onset, from 1994. When they reached
Mr. Jatta, did you really do that?
No. If I had to you see, I had to come in. You cannot pack everything in the paper and be read. I am telling you, here's a situation. We should have started with what prompted that coup d'etat, 11 November. Very important.
Mr. Jatta, you cannot tell me how to do my job.
Sorry.
I cannot tell you how to become an army commander.
We have to collaborate.
Yes, thank you very much. You told us your job was to tell them that these people should be court-martialed.
Yes.
Did you do that at all?
I tried. But some were court-martialed, some were forgiven.
Yes, we know that.
My driver and others, like Krubali and others, had to report on that Monday.
Yes. Now let's proceed. After EMCC and Basiru Kamara were killed, you were at the camp. What did you do?
At the time of the killing, I was talking to the commanding officer. It meant that this happened. I said, look, I know they're going to leave these things with us here. Do something and let's help them. We keep this, let's bury these people. We assigned him to assist, to bury these officers at a particular place where we can all identify.
Who was the commanding officer at the time?
Marong, Lieutenant Marong, Modu Marong.
So you had discussions with him, did you? And what did you tell him?
I told him that to assist because they were left there. I said, better let's do something with this. We can't leave these corpses, they are lying down there. Get some boys to help and we bury these people at a particular place where we can identify. Could be identifiable. This was when they told me, when I came back the following, they told me that at a corner down there, I think that place was exhumed. I saw the exhumation yesterday.
Did you ensure that the grave was marked?
Yes, I protected the grave.
Well, for your information, we had difficulty tracing the grave. There were no markings, there was nothing, absolutely nothing. These people were buried like the graves were being hidden.
Today is
14, nothing to show where they were.
This year is 14 years when I left the army. Anything can happen.
Your testimony
but during my period.
Could you hear me out?
Okay.
Your testimony is that you had marked the graves?
No, not mark them. We identify a place.
How did you identify them?
At a corner.
I don't understand.
At the corner down there, you see why the exhumation happened. There's a fence towards the south from the cookhouse. There's a fence dividing the accommodation, the residence, and the school. Right there is where they buried them.
What did you do to identify the graves?
No, nobody comes to that grave. It's we ourselves. We know where they were. That's a heap of sand. That's the only identification. But to mark it, we did not mark it.
Well, the commissioners have been to the place.
Okay.
And be rest assured that it was extremely difficult to find the location. It was by stroke of luck that we found the remains. There was nothing showing where the graves were located.
But did you talk to the soldiers to find out?
Yes, we did.
Maybe they are trying to run away from this.
After these people were killed, you gave instructions for them to be buried. What did you do next?
They were buried.
What did you do next?
I left for home.
Did you have occasion to come back to the camp?
That was the following day.
Kindly tell us what happened that day.
And this thing on the following day happened to be on a Saturday. They came in the evening, the junta. Edward Singate, Sana Sabali, Sadibu Haidara. Then the question mark here was, I told you that I was not very sure of Yankuba. They called me to say the juntas are in the camp. Maron called me, and I rushed in. I went, I met them at the anteroom. They said they are down. We were all in Mufti. I was in Mufti. Sorry.
Speak up. Speak up.
Yeah, we were all in Mufti. I was in Mufti. So when I greeted them, they said they are down to relax. They are here to just to relax. So I told the commanding officer, let's go to the office. So we left. He told me that they are up to no good. I said, I will stay here and wait. By the time they load these people, we're about to go. I came from the office, I ran to Sabali's office, and I hold the vehicle. I said, I am going with you. He said, jump in.
Babukar, in your statement, you said you asked Sabali for permission to go with you.
Yes, that's it. It's all the same. It's all the same. When I said, if he had said yes or no, I had to stop. I said, I am going with you.
Good.
Not that it's the whether permission. We know. I know. It's all permission.
Let us talk about the discussions that happened before you decided to join them.
The commanding officer told me that these people are up to no good. I say, okay.
And what did you understand that to mean?
They are here to kill. I say, okay, I'll wait and see. I decided to wait. When they load these people about to leave, that's why I came out from the office.
Did you have discussions with members of the junta?
No.
And your commanding officer, what was his name?
Marong. Modu Marong.
Mr. Chair, we have a statement from Mr. Marong. And let me read out to you what Mr. Marong has to say about the incident. He says in paragraph 108 of the statement, and I quote, looking at the very short time Sub-Lieutenant Singate spent in the signal room, I did not believe he talked to the AFPRC chairman about permission to have the officers killed. I believed he went in the signals room to get the telephone wires that he would later use to tie the hands of the officers that would be killed. Nevertheless, I knew Chairman Jame was a brutal person and he would not object to the killing of the officers. Sub-Lieutenant Singate looked at me. He pointed at me with his right forefinger and he said, "You are not part of it." Most probably because I disagreed with the killing of the officers. It was a compliment because I had no interest in being a spectator to a deliberate deprivation of human life. It was unethical. as at that time, the decision to kill and to participate in any killing was voluntary. The army commander did not say a word during the meeting.
What meeting?
He
With
said,
the junta's meeting?
He said he was there, you were there, at the officers' mess.
We were standing.
And you did not say anything when he protested the killing of the soldiers.
No.
Let me proceed.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
Let me proceed. He did not support my motion to save the lives of the innocent officers. He simply followed the AFPRC officers as if he had no duty to speak on behalf of the officers. Throughout 10th and 11th November 1994, he acted as the army commander for the AFPRC, with the AFPRC on the issue of the right to life of the officers, and he was appointed by the AFPRC. The 3 AFPRC members and the army commander left the officers' mess and they headed to the guard room. The rest is history. You jumped in that vehicle and went with them and executed the officers.
Good.
That is what happened.
Good. That is his
Isn't
statement. That was his statement. But if Mara would understand, he was a professional lawyer. He was the one who told me that let's start with the investigation first. Whatever they do down there was not my problem. But I want the matter to be investigated because I am 100% sure those participating in this thing does not only come from Yundum and Fajara. I am 100% sure the State House is involved too. But then if you don't investigate.
But Mr. Jata, the
okay,
issue
I do accept Marong is saying I stood the farm, but
the issue is
I came from his office.
This was voluntary.
Yes.
You decided to go along with them and executed the boys.
Fine. But I am also telling you, I have a duty here. Maybe you may not understand. One, I was able to save the balance of those boys who decided to stay. My driver was among them. He was not executed. He's here. Although Kurubali, the most I could remember, Kurubali has died, I don't know for one reason or the other. But my driver was here. That's why the one Sabali was shooting.
Mr.
We
Jata,
succeeded in that.
We are not talking about Farah Barracks. You have
I'm
telling
you.
Hear me out. You have accepted responsibility for the killing of the soldiers at Farah Barracks. Now we are talking about the forest.
Now Marong is also saying, I did nothing about it. Why is Marong Assad now? How did he end up in the army?
That is a digression. We are not interested
No, I'm also
in how Marong
making a
got to where
statement.
he
I
got
know
to.
wherever he is.
Is Marong lying?
Marong was lying.
Did you go to the forest?
I went to the forest, but I told him that I want to see what's going to happen.
Answer the questions, Mr. Jata.
I was at the forest. I was at the forest.
Were you tied and forced to go to the forest?
No.
You jumped in that vehicle voluntarily, didn't you?
Yes, because I decided that I'm going to talk to Sabali.
Okay, let's hear what happened at the forest.
You see.
Tell us what happened at the forest.
Good. Let's go on our way. We went up to Nyambai, last edge of Nyambai by Gambia College. They decided to go down by Nyambai Forest. Along the line, JCB had only one truth I can tell you. He said he came down when all that noise was going on, somebody that was yelling in the vehicle. He told us that Kanye was bayoneting them. And the purpose of, in fact, turning from that and coming back was that they fear that if they dump all these people at that same place, the journalists are going to, journalists will pick up.
So at that stage, you knew these people were going to be killed anyway.
Now I know that they are going to be killed. Now I'm working on Sabali.
You are saying, the reason why they turned was because they didn't want journalists to hear.
Yes.
You had already discussed at the officers' mess that these people were going to be killed. In fact, Mr. Marong read you the law. Didn't that happen?
I did not discuss. They said they are going to kill them. And I was saying, no, but Marong, no. They did not tell me on the spot that they are going to kill them. I was not invited. I was not invited to Yundum.
We are not talking about an invitation. You did not need an invitation, Mr. Jata. You were a voluntary participant.
No, I'm the commander. That's not like voluntary.
Exactly. So why would you be invited?
I want to talk to Sabali. I want to talk to Sabali. And we made some progress after killing these people. But here's the situation, as we turn around, who told Kanye to buy, who authorized Kanye to bayonet those officers when we have not taken a decision?
That is a question that you should answer.
You know?
That is a question that you should answer as the army commander who participated in that operation.
Not a matter of operation. My duty is to stop them.
Did you?
I tried, it failed.
Mr. Jatta, you participated in the execution of these soldiers. That is what the evidence said.
Yes, but I will say by the Quran. I have a different mission down there.
The evidence is that you went to the forest with members of the junta. You paraded your subordinates and executed them.
Okay.
Do you accept responsibility for that?
They were executed.
Do you accept responsibility?
That they were executed, yes.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Jatta. I think it is refreshing that you are accepting responsibility for that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do I need to say anything further?
By all means, enjoy yourself.
Good. It is my duty to stand firm to my boys. I will stand by their side. Because these people, this Sana Sabali, Edward Singate, they are all politicians.
On this occasion, you failed them, didn't
I
you?
failed to stop it. But from there on, I was able to stop it. I did something at least that stopped everything. If we had gone back when Abu Tarawale, Nyanka Bare, and others had been there, Kanye wouldn't have come alive. So if this is what Marang wrote,
is just
Marang wrote this, I will take it with a pinch of salt, fine, because he's not in this country.
Mr. Jatta, let's dwell on the important issues.
Yes.
You have accepted responsibility for the killing of the 2 officers at Yundum Barracks. You have accepted responsibility for the killing of the 6 officers at the
now
forest.
superimposed responsibility taken. I said I am a witness too.
You have changed your mind again.
I did not. No. What you are saying was like you are now committing me.
No, you committed
it's the grammar.
yourself.
It's the grammar. You see, when we say responsibility, we should know what we mean by responsibility.
Mr. Jatta,
look,
you committed
whatever
yourself.
happens in Basse, I am the commander. I'm responsible.
Well, if
we
you
can
want
take responsibility at that level.
If you
but
want
here is a situation where your superiors were acting an act of atrocities. And you did everything possible to stop them.
Okay, Mr. Jatta.
If I had stood away, stayed at home, what are you going to tell me today?
Oh, Mr. Jatta, I am not here to answer questions. I asked the question.
Okay, let me answer my own question. By answering my own question.
Don't answer to your own question. I asked the questions.
Okay.
So let's look at it in 2 ways. You want to talk about the law. Let's first look at the law of individual responsibility.
Okay.
The witnesses said you were there, you participated in the extended line, and you fired shots.
With what?
At the victims, and they died.
Let them tell me with what?
Okay,
Weapon.
Let's hear from Alaji Kanyi, please. Kindly play the video of Alaji Kanyi. It's the 11th video, please. Alaji Kanyi. Now I want to establish who was present at that stage. You told us that the captured soldiers were put in an extended line, and they gave their backs to you. Your group, tell us who was there. I understand you did indicate that the council members were there, but give us a list of the people who were present.
Lieutenant Sanabi Sabali, Lieutenant Sadibu Hydra, Lieutenant Edward Singate, Lieutenant Peter Singate, Colonel Babukar Jata, Lamin Fati, LJJ, myself, BNJ, Private BNJ, and Private Binjai Ponkal, JCB Mendy, and Private Suso.
Now
he is a Zanamere. This is what I can remember. Council members are as follows. Sanabi Sabali, Lieutenant Sana Sabali, Lieutenant Sadibu Hydra, Lieutenant Yankuba Ture, Lieutenant Edward Singate, Lieutenant Peter Singate.
I want to establish who was present at that stage. You told us that the captured soldiers were put in an extended line, and they gave their backs to you. Your group, tell us who was there. I understand you did indicate that the council members were there, but yes, give us a list of the people who were present.
Lieutenant Sanabi Sabali, Lieutenant Sadibu Hydra, Lieutenant Edward Singate, Lieutenant Peter Singate, Colonel Babukar Jata, Lamin Fati, LJJ, myself, BNJ,
Mr. Jata, do you deny standing on that extended line?
In that formation and shooting, it did not happen. I was in Mufti, I did not even carry a weapon.
The evidence by Kanyi, he was asked, Babukar Jata,
yes,
did he fire a shot?
But with what weapon? Go ahead.
Just hear me out. Mm-hmm. He was asked whether Babukar Jata fired a shot, and he said yes.
Why wouldn't he say yes? When we have scores to settle.
I don't know about that. He has scores to settle?
Yes. After this incident, he expects me to promote him to lieutenant. I said no.
Babukar, were you making decisions as to who was promoted and who was not?
No, because he thought he can get something out of it.
No, the question is, were you making the decisions as to who was promoted and who was not?
No, he was sent to me.
Exactly. So therefore the decision for his promotion did not lie with you.
But he said, in his last testimony, he was not compensated. By what?
Babukar, the question
is, gave him $700.
The question is, you were not responsible for promoting him, and therefore his lack of promotion cannot be held against you.
Did he say so?
Isn't that a fact? Isn't that an obvious fact?
You didn't understand what Kanye was saying. I had a confrontation with him over the issue of promotion.
Your evidence, Mr.
Okay,
Jata, is that Kanye is grudged against you because you did not promote him.
That's
but
right.
You just accepted that the decision to promote did not lie with you.
I was trying to tell you, the purpose of having this 11 November was as of those who went to the State House. Some of them were promoted from sergeants to lieutenant.
I am not after the purpose. I am now after your conduct at the forest.
Yeah, but we
did
need to
you
talk about.
Participate in the killing of your soldiers?
I do not fire. I was in Mufti.
Let's hear Babukar.
You can hear a lot of them. You can just keep on playing them. I know that I was in Mufti. My duty was to make sure I'll be present to talk to these people, politicians that don't do this.
Did you do that?
I did that.
Okay, I will come to that in a moment.
Okay.
In the meantime, just to gain time, I would not play the video, but I'll just put the allegation to you and you respond.
Okay.
Babukar Mbub indicated that all those who went to the forest, including yourself, among those who went to the forest, they fired their weapons, except for Kejau Ture and George Sise. What do you say to that?
Kejau Ture. Kejau Ture was, I did not see Kejau.
Well, Babukar
But
Mbub.
I am telling you, listen to me. Sorry, I don't have to be a little bit. But what I'm saying, I was in Mufti. As a commander, why do I have to
fire
carry?
a weapon?
I did not fire a weapon. I went empty-handed.
You stated in your statement
Yes.
that the shooting was carried out because Cadet Silla said something in Arabic,
Yes.
which the junta thought was a criticism of the AFPRC,
That's
and
right.
as a result, they killed him. They killed the officers.
They shot them.
But isn't that a fabrication?
You may say that fabrication, but as far as I know, when Officer Cadet Silla knew that there is no way he's going to die because he was bayoneted.
Mr. Jata.
Who gave Kanye the authority to bayonet those boys?
You are taking us to a different subject.
This is it. This
Could
is
you
it.
answer the question?
This is it.
The question is, the statement that you make, suggesting that these people were killed because they provoked the junta is not correct.
No, that's not only. We know that they're going to die because already some of those people will leave them down
Exactly.
there.
The
With
decision,
few hours to go.
The decision to
Some
kill
will die.
them was already made.
No, that has been made already. Yes, it was
Before
a
you
decision
left
taken.
Union Barracks. And you knew about it.
Yes.
And you decided to go along.
And I decided to do something
And
with
you
it.
participated in that killing.
Not participation, I decided to go and I do have to do something with it. And when you are saying that I did not do something, we don't do things in that order. It is my duty to talk to those politicians. It's my duty. They are no more soldiers. They are just under disguise. But they are politicians. Ministerial appointment is
Mr.
political.
Jata, did you do anything?
I did not shoot.
You what?
I did not open my weapon to shoot. I went in Mufti. Mufti, just like in civil dress.
Mr.
I was
Marong.
coming to. Marong did not tell me that.
Mr. Marong did not go, did he?
I told him not to go.
Mr. Marong did not say that.
I-
Mr. Marong said
okay,
he
if
did not go.
if I had given him
Just
orders
hear
to
me
go.
out. Just hear me out. This is not a market quarrel.
Okay.
These are proceedings before the TRRC.
Sorry.
Let's,
Go
you
ahead.
know,
Go ahead.
Mr. Marong stated that to go and participate was voluntary. He chose not to go. You chose to go.
No, that's not true.
You forced?
No. I was.
Were you
I know
forced
it's
to go?
voluntary. I have a stake here. I told Marong, you stay put. I'm going to block this out. But when I came, I told him, Marong, sorry, I have failed. I couldn't stop these people. Well, now, after all this discussion, now because he's sitting in Europe, he will write whatever he wants to say. Let him write.
Mr. Jata, you wanted to ingratiate yourself
No,
with the
I
regime.
accept that, as you said, going to the site, I was not forced, but I felt I had a responsibility.
You thought by doing so you would still be in the good books of the AFPRC.
No.
You needed to keep your job.
No.
You
It
remember.
was because of that problem.
And wait for the question.
Okay.
You remember at the beginning, you said you had to accept what they said in order to keep your job.
Yes.
And that's what you did in this
Okay.
occasion.
Not in every circumstances.
But in this occasion you did.
No.
Not only,
No.
hear me out, not only did you agree to lead an operation in which your colleagues were executed, you went along to the forest to execute other colleagues who've been arrested, and then you participated in the cover-up of that operation.
Wow. How? Cover up.
you buried the victims in unmarked graves in a place that was under your exclusive control.
At the time of my service, let me tell you a story.
We don't want stories. We want to hear what happened.
Something happened. That was why I put my foot down on that grave. Then maybe in my absence, that grave must have been tampered with, because where we left that grave, it wouldn't have moved. And I told Marong himself.
Why did you bury the victims in the barracks?
I know that one day.
Why did you bury the victims in the barracks?
They are safer there.
Why?
If we had buried them
because
in the
you
bush.
Needed to have them protected.
Yes, it's safer. But how about if we had to bury them in the bush? Leave them in the bush.
Everybody would have access.
This is it.
So you needed to cover up. You needed to protect.
Yes,
you needed to protect the evidence from going out.
I know that when they said we want to stop journalists from saying this, they came and they dumped it. I told Marong himself, get these boys to do this job. I'll wait and see what you're going to do for a while.
Who was killed in the forest?
Oh, I think almost 6 of them. Is it 6 to 7? I can't remember all, but I have listed the name down.
Mr. Jata, you are commander of the army. Listen to the question.
Yes.
You are commander of the army.
Remember, this 14 years ago.
You cannot even recall.
I'm going to recall. It's in my write-up.
Tell us.
Jibril Say was part of them, Lieutenant Jibril Say. A chopping Ablai Bah was there. I have to crack my brain. There's this called Mane Nyancho, Suso, Lieutenant Dabo. How much did that count for? Who is next? If I have the paper, let me remind myself. I said it up to 6. I have given you that list.
Isn't it odd, Mr. Jata? By the way, your statement states 5, but isn't it odd that your colleagues, your officers, were executed? You cannot even remember all of them? The number is
Officer
very small.
Kenneth Silla is coming. How much? Now 5. Come on, I can't just remember this like that.
You did not have much interest in this, did you?
It took me time to put that statement.
Yes, and you still could not remember
Yes,
all of them.
when was this? When did I last put up this statement? That's almost 2 months ago.
You had your statement even this morning.
This morning, yes, and it's there. And you read the same
5
thing.
were there.
Okay, let me not waste my time to go over this, but I can bring out these names.
Okay, let's not waste time over this. Let us move on.
This is it, you know.
Let us move on. Yes, you stated 5.
Don't make life very difficult for me.
6 were killed in the forest. No, the point I'm trying to make is that your soldiers were executed. You claim that you protested.
Yeah.
You cannot even remember who. Did you resign your job after the execution of these soldiers?
Why do I have to resign?
So you accepted the situation?
Why do I have to accept the situation?
Because you were part of it.
You think I'm part of it? Yes. The choice is now yours.
No, the choice is not mine. You are the one
testifying. You have to take the decision whether
the truth. You are
now
part
you take the decision.
You
what I know as a soldier, it is the duty of every commander to protect your men.
And that takes us back to now to the realm of command responsibility. The second issue. You remember we talked about the first one?
Yes.
The individual responsibility. You participated, that's what your men said. As a commander, did you discharge your responsibility?
Yes.
Tell us how.
After that incident, we have orders in the cells. Thank God, after a while, Sabali himself started coming back to his senses. And I said, look, this is going to affect you one day. Don't do it. But by the time he himself came back to me, was like, no, now let's try the rest by court martial.
Did you have a discussion with Jame about...
That was a week later.
And can you tell us about...
I tried to contact him, I couldn't contact him, but a week later I was able to get him. I said, look, here is a situation where these people are politicians are now running in and out of the camp, shooting and picking anybody they want. I told him there will come a time we will not be able to mobilize these boys because they will lose our confidence.
Did you tell him a crime was committed or several crimes were committed?
No, I suggest he will know about them.
Did you tell him?
No, I told him that they were shooting the soldiers.
Did you tell him that these crimes needed to be investigated and the
No.
perpetrators prosecuted?
No.
Because you are one of them.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
No, because that's what you want.
Okay,
now, here, we are coming.
Hold a second.
The lapses is not only on the side of the armed forces, even at the Attorney General's office.
We agree. We would ask other
Attorney General's
entities.
office.
Yes, hold a second. We would go into that at some other
why
stage.
restricting me? I am also coming to hit you people hard.
I don't want us to go.
We send you an investigation. Instead of now signing the army to accept what we were telling, you all went all out to support Jammeh.
Yes, that may very well be true, but we would come to that.
That's your minister.
For the time being, what we are talking about is the responsibility of the army and the individual responsibility of Babukar Jatta for having participated in those events, and the command responsibility of Babukar Jatta for failing to prevent these events from happening and failing to prosecute those who are responsible after these events occurred. That's what we are talking about.
Good.
And you just accepted responsibility for your own failings.
Okay. How am I going to prosecute them? When by the court-martial, the person who was going to approve the court-martial was the commander-in-chief. Do you know that?
Mr. Jatta, you were never
and these boys who committed this process, if you see them loitering around, nothing has been done, they must have come under the corridor of power.
Yes, you were never interested in investigating this. You were never interested in prosecuting it. What the army was interested in doing was hiding the fact of what happened.
Sure.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Chair, in view of the time, I would leave the other topics for when next Mr. Jatta would appear before the Commission. So I would leave it at that. I'll ask no further questions. I cede the floor to the Commissioners. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jatta, for answering my questions.
Yes, thank you for the quarrel.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Council, and thank you, Mr. Jatta. I don't think it was a quarrel. It was a heated exchange at times, which is to be expected. Robust questioning from Council. That would help us in establishing the truth that we are looking for. The country deserves that truth to be heard, and we need to go through that. It may be a bit rough at times, but we have to establish some of the truth. The thing that we cannot do is in a confrontation like that to try to compromise the respect and the dignity of this Commission. We will not allow that to happen, but confrontation, robust questioning is going to happen. I believe if Commissioners have any questions, if not, we would wait until Mr. Jatta appears here again. Council, you have any?
No, before we discharge Mr. Jatta, I'll ask that his statement be included in the record.
I think I've handed over to you.
Yes.
No,
yes, I say we want to admit it,
as exhibit.
And we would give it an exhibit number.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right.
And his request is it's an internal matter.
All right, Chairman.
Mr. Jatta. Yes, your request is granted. And Marang's statement, are you going to submit that for inclusion in the records of the Commission?
Yes,
as
well? But Mr. Marong would testify at some stage, but we can, because Mr. Marong is not here to identify the statement, so we can hold off on it. But for now, we could just mark it for identification as a document that has been used. So it should be given MF1 number. Mark for identification 1.
Fine. We are in your hands on that. But the portion of the statement that you read would be part of the record of these proceedings today.
Indeed, Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That's good.
Thank you. Tomorrow this exhibit, Babukar Jatta's statement would be 0045. We had 44. This should be 45, according to our list. But we could take a look at that and would revert to the Commission. Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Chair, for that assistance. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much indeed for that. Mr. Jatta, thank you very much for coming to the Commission. And we would see you perhaps in a less confrontational way next time around. And we would meet again on Tuesday. understand Friday is Good Friday, public holiday. Monday, Easter Monday, public holiday as well. We'll see you all Tuesday morning, 10 o'clock. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.